Capital News tonight. Small traders to be allowed to operate at Kariakor mini markets. Government assures it will purchase COVID-19 vaccines that are safe. And in sports, SIMBA Sports Club coach Didier Gomez de Rosa says the 4 straight wins in May gave them the mainland Premier League's title. Hello and good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Nasma Mwambe. Let's get started with the national news. Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner Amos Makala has allowed small traders to continue with their activities at the Kariakor mini market as from tomorrow, while the government continues to look into how it can improve infrastructure for traders. He made a statement when inspecting areas at Kariakor market destroyed by the fire on Saturday night.
Sasa, kwa sababu hatuwezi kusubiri.
Since we cannot waste time to wait for the committee to carry out their investigations, your business activities will be distracted.
Tunashukuru, maana mimi ni mfanyabiashara wa Malimbichi.
We are grateful and that the regional commissioner for sharing those words with us.
Kwa hiyo ile kauli ya wafanyabiashara walioipokea kwamba watategemea kesho warudi kufanya biashara Shimoni Kariakor.
The announcement that traders received that tomorrow business will resume at the basement market has been revoked by the regional commissioner. Rather, traders leaders will be allowed to go at the basement along with special team tasked by the regional commissioner to go and evaluate the situation at the basement market and take out goods who will be taken back to its owners so that they will continue doing business at a special prepared place.
The government has said that it will purchase vaccine against COVID-19, which have been approved in developed countries, and reiterated that the vaccine is not compulsory. This was said in Dar es Salaam by the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, during a meeting with foreign envoys and representatives of international organizations that contribute to the central government's budget.
When it comes to vaccine, people should not think that medication that will be given are the write-off ones. That is not true, because according to Her Excellent President, she has given priority on issues of health of her residents. As the Ministry of Finance, we have been directed to facilitate purchase of good quality medicines whenever vaccines will be needed in the country.
Lakini pia wameeleza maeneo ambayo yanakuwa ni changamoto.
They have shared areas that were largely affected by COVID-19. As ministers, we have received directives from our excellent president that we put in place friendly environment of handling the matter.
Kwamba teknolojia yetu katika swala zima la kudhibiti maambukizi na kuyafuatilia.
Technology have the capacity of combating spread of the virus as well as tracking down numbers. Do we have specialists or not? And also infrastructures. When we say people must be admitted,
how close the relations between Tanzania and the European Union are, while we were sitting here in this conference room listening to the ministers, Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan and the President of the European Council, Charles Michel, were having a video conference this morning, and they also discussed the future cooperation between the European Union and Tanzania. So I think today is a very positive day in general in our cooperation and in our relations, and again we are very grateful for the government, to the government for organizing that. And we will have still a lot of things to do together in the coming years.
Tanzania Commission for Universities has opened the window for first-degree applicants at higher learning institutions for the 2021-2022 academic year, with a warning for applicants to be wary of people identifying themselves as agents who help students join universities, but to instead communicate with the institutions directly.
Dirisha la udahili kwa shahada ya kwanza kwa mwaka wa masomo 2021-2022.
Doors for admission for degree for the year 2021-2022 is open. We started with admission of diploma graduates and other certificates by June. The exercise was supposed to start on 15th of July, but we have changed the dates following announcement of results of national examination for A level that were announced last weekend. It is the best approach for universities to get qualified students without using illegal means of getting chances of studying in a certain university. Right now, the system allows universities to choose certain qualities in students who suit their admission terms.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan has held a video conference with the President of the European Union Council, Charles Michel. More on the report.
The talks were held at State House in Dar es Salaam, whereby they discussed on relations between Tanzania and EU. Mr. Michel commended efforts being taken to address COVID-19 and said that the EU was collaborating with various vaccine manufacturing industries in Africa to build their capacities, and that if Tanzania needs the support, the EU is ready to help. On her part, President Samia Suluhu Hassan commended the EU for the support given to Tanzania on social development as well as investing in infrastructure projects through the EU's investment bank, which has given Tanzania 50 million euros for construction and rehabilitation of some regional airports.
Transport stakeholders have expressed concern on the system used by the Land Transport Regulatory Authority, LATRA, to charge fines for various violations and say that the authority has failed to address their challenges. They made the complaints during a meeting in Dar es Salaam that was attended by the Minister of Home Affairs, George Simbachawene, and Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro.
Utufikishie kwa waziri mkuu, na bahati nzuri katibu wa uchukuzi yupo hapo. Mtangulizi wake Mheshimiwa Chamrio, yeye ndiye alikuwa mwenyekiti wa kamati yetu ya waziri mkuu, ili analijua vizuri sana. Na hisa zetu sio za maneno, za maandishi kupitia waziri Awagasia. Baada ya michango hiyo,
Transportation sector involves a lot of stakeholders. As the government, we cannot give out results right here and then. We must go and discuss on how to address various issues. I, together with the Minister of Infrastructure, we shall together come up with answers.
Asubuhi ni sio saa 12. Hii nilifikisha na nimefanyiwa kazi.
I have sent the complaints and they have promised to work on.
The Defense and Security Committee in Shinyanga region has refuted reports on social media that the referral hospital in the region has been overwhelmed with COVID-19 patients and that it was facing shortage of oxygen cylinders.
Recently, a man by the name of Vitus Mkuna, who is Secretary of Bavicha in Iringa region, said Shinyanga Referral Hospital is in bad state because of huge numbers of COVID-19 patients with very few oxygen machines. Let us take this opportunity to inform the mass that those words are not true.
Sasa hivi tuna wagonjwa range ya wagonjwa kwa siku tunakuwa nao kati ya 10 mpaka 15.
We receive between 6 to 15 people every day who are admitted in a special ward, although some patients come with different cases, but most of them end up showing symptoms of COVID-19.
The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Liberation Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has sworn in permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries who were appointed in the changes he made a few days ago.
Ali, naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Zanzibar na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote.
Mbele wawekezaji pamoja na uwekezaji.
We shall put matters of investments in the forefront through ZIPA. We shall try to make amendments on matters that are beneficial to the nation.
Fanya kazi, tujipange.
In my section, corruption is intolerable. I shall fight against all odds to make sure that through my ministry, we shall always stood by that motto.
Mobile phone company Tigo has given 200 million shillings to CCBRT Hospital in Dar es Salaam to help address the problem of rickets. That is the end of the national news. International news comes next after the break.
ready for some great news. I'm Christine Mundwa.
And I am Eddie Micah Jr. with the brand new DW News Africa,
The show that tackles the issues shaping the continent.
now with more time to offer an in-depth look at all the trends that matter to you.
What's making the headlines and what's behind them?
We're on the streets to give you in-depth reports and insights.
DW News Africa.
Welcome back, and now in international news. Violent rioting has erupted in 2 South African provinces following the imprisonment of former President Jacob Zuma, with supporters blocking roads and looting shops. More on the report. Police say that at least 62 people were arrested on Sunday. The 79-year-old former president was jailed for defying a court order to testify before a state-backed inquiry probing allegations of corruption during his term as a president from 2009 to 2018. His bid to be released from the East Court Correctional Center was rejected by the regional court on Friday. The rioting by Zuma's supporters began in his home region of KwaZulu-Natal province last week and spread during the weekend to Gauteng province, which includes Johannesburg, South Africa's largest city. The Minister of Education in Rwanda has said the students being treated for COVID-19 and home-based care are to sit to their national examinations under strict health protocols. The 3-day primary level examination started today, whereby they will be followed by the ordinary level examinations. As we announced at the beginning, we do not want anyone to miss exams. Children with COVID-19 have their own special rooms. They do exams under supervision. Then when they finish, they are sent back home. The main thing is to make sure no child misses the exams. Traders affected by the lockdown in Uganda have said that they will not pay the rent for their stalls, which will remain closed for the 42 days. They have urged the government to tell owners of the shops to allow them to collect their goods. Most are required to pay a 6-monthly tax, the month that no business was conducted. The most important thing now is to close their stores and leave. The government must intervene in this issue in order for the public taxpayers to pay out. The murder trial for Migori Governor of Kenya, Okoth Obado, began on Monday with the prosecution promising to prove their case against Obado and who's two accused. Sharon Otieno met Okoth Obado in November 27 when she was a student at Arongo University. The first witness, pathologist Dr. Johansen Odua, told the court that the cause of death of Sharon was a severe bleeding caused by penetrating force trauma. And that is the end of international news. Business comes next after the break.
Tune in to Business Edition and meet business leaders and experts who keep you informed on business and economic developments taking place in the country, such as tourism, construction, energy, transport, mining, agriculture, communication, banking, real estate, and more. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Welcome back, and now in business news. The cotton board in the country has started production training on the crop with the aim of enabling farmers increase production and achieve the government's target of producing 500,000 tons instead of the current 14,000 tons of cotton annually in Simiyu region.
Kipindi cha kupanda ni kifupi mno, kama tusipoanza mapema tunapenda unawaambia wananchi.
The planting period is very short if we don't start early. When you talk that way, the people know this person must be crazy, and they will be asking themselves, are these people really coming from the cotton board?
You
are the people who are committed to bring your own development. If you get good leadership, you can do well. I believe if I partner with you, we cannot continue to live in this situation.
Maize farmers in RUVUMA region have urged the government to intervene by lowering fertilizers price so that they do not exceed maize prices, as currently a 50-kilogram bag of fertilizer is selling at between 45,000 to 70,000 shillings, when a 100-kilo bag of maize is selling at 23,000 shillings.
The maize market is low. 1 kilogram of maize is 230 shillings. And 20,000 shillings for a sack. Fertilizers comes up to 70,000. It reaches a time where it gets very difficult for the farmer in selling his products. It is very challenging. Some people have tried to harvest so many products, but the prices are very low, and agricultural products are increasing in prices. We're asking the government to increase the prices for our products and to increase value. The price of maize has been low, and I have talked to the Deputy Minister of Agriculture. I have told him to come to Bermejo. As a government, what are we doing about the price of fertilizers rises in the world market? And what can we do so that farmers do not find it hard to get more products, but also grow prices of maize?
The Minister of Industry and Trade, Professor Gitila Mkumbo, has directed the boards of all higher education institutions under the ministry to ensure training provided adheres to industrial policy as well as entrepreneurship skills.
Trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment, going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lent.
Back and now in sports news. SIMBA Sports Club coach Didier Gomez de Rosa believes they won the mainland Premier League title in May after winning 4 matches in a row. Here's more.
The Giants were crowned champions on Sunday after beating Coastal Union 2-0 at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium with goals from John Boko and Chris Mugalu, enabling them to reach an assailable 79 points, 9 more than second-placed Yanga, and with 2 matches to play. But according to the French tactician who arrived at the club on January 24th to replace Belgian Sven van der Broek, the league title was already won in May after their exit from the CAF Champions League when they lost 4-3 on aggregate to South Africa's Kaizer Chiefs in the quarter-finals. During the winning run in May, SIMBA defeated Namungo FC 3-1, Ruvu Shooting 3-0, Police Tanzania 1-0 and Mbeya City 4-1.
Mambo Basketball have organized an under-19 competition as part of plans to develop basketball in the country.
We've organized an under-19 league which will be played next year from February to November. But this year we have decided to do a pre-league tournament which will be a 1 or 2 weekends tournament.
Jack Grealish has blasted back at those accusing him of not stepping up when England needed experience and cool heads in a Euro 2020 final penalty shootout with Italy. Here's more.
In their first international showpiece since 1966, saw a meeting with the Azzurri at Wembley Stadium go to spot kicks after 120 minutes of action delivered a 1-1 draw. Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka all fluffed their lines, with questions being asked of why pressure was piled onto the shoulders of late substitutes and teenage stars. Fingers have been pointed in Grealish's direction as an attacking talent with more than enough ability to convert from 12 yards, but he claims to have volunteered when Gareth Southgate was looking for a list of 5 takers. The Aston Villa captain has posted on social media saying, "I said I wanted to take one. The gaffer has made so many right decisions through his tournament, and he did tonight. But I won't have people say that I didn't want to take a penal when I said I will."
Giannis and the Bucks made the NBA Finals return to Milwaukee a slamming success. Here's more.
Creek is going, the party might just be getting started. Antetokounmpo had 41 points, 13 rebounds and 6 assists, and the Bucks pounded Phoenix 120-100 on Sunday night, cutting the Suns' lead to 2-1. The first NBA Finals game in Milwaukee since 1974 went to the home team in a romp, with Antetokounmpo and the bigger Bucks overwhelming the smallish Suns to the tune of a 22 advantage in second chance points. Game 4 is Wednesday night, with the series guaranteed to go back to Phoenix afterwards.
Boris Johnson has condemned the appalling racist abuse on social media directed at a number of England players after their defeat to Italy in the Euro 2020 final. Here's more.
The Metropolitan Police have also opened an investigation into the abuse. The Prime Minister tweeted his condemnation on Monday morning after the Football Association issued a statement shortly after the game finished, describing disgusting behavior among some fans online and urging police to implement the toughest punishments possible. Johnson wrote, "This England team deserved to be lauded as heroes, not racially abused on social media. Those responsible for this appalling abuse should be ashamed of themselves." The Labour MP, David Lammy, also criticized the racist abuse targeted at 3 players, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka, who failed to score their spot kicks in the penalty shootout, resulting in a 3-2 loss to Italy at Wembley.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you for watching and good night.